All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Monday evening, the drive home edition of KnicksFanTV Live, presented by KnicksFanTV.com. CB the Fanchise in the building on today's show. Hey, it's the dog days of the summer. So in this episode, we are going to react to the Karl Anthony Towns interview. Karl Anthony Towns was interviewed by 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, 7 p.m. to Brooklyn, and Carmelo Anthony, the Kid, Mero, Rudy, Gay, and our guy Kaz. And we're going to react to some of the sound bites from that interview, man. So to everybody in the chat, hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. Hope everybody had a good weekend, man. Salute, salute, salute. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it here. Turn down my theme music. Okay, here we go. All right, man. Salute to the family, man. Hope everybody is alive and well. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I definitely did. I got some good family time in. Got to relax. And so on and so forth, man. If you guys are on the grind, getting home from work, get home safely. And hopefully this show will get you on your way. If you guys are on the train, you guys in the car, you guys in the truck, whatever the case may be. Salute to my Fanchise channel members in the building. Do things. I see you in here. Mr. Duns, J. Lopez 104. J. Cole High, salute to you. Is this your first time here? Shout out to J. Cole High. And shout out to Starlight Roller, the #1 chatter on the leaderboard. Mustafa checking in from the West Coast, Fresno. What's good? All right, you guys see, man, I got my Worst Take t-shirt on. You can get yours at KnicksFanTV.com. This is today's merch of the day. You got the Worst Take on the front, for the fans, by the fans on the back. Yeah, man, those Worst Take segments have been cooking. A lot of opinions on those segments. The people love it, so definitely continue to support. And as I said, you can get yours from KnicksFanTV.com. Steve Pizza, I see you. Steven Gomez repping the 305 Knicks Nation. Speaking of 305, we are planning to hit that Knicks versus Heat game. That will be the first Road Warriors game, and that will be on October 26th. That's a Sunday down there in Miami. So, Steven, I need you to get the people ready. We will be back down there. It's going to be the Heat home opener, so it's going to be a little bit busier, but we are putting the wheels in motion to get that trip going. Okay, good to see everybody else in the chat. All right, man, let's get to the interview here. 7 p.m. to Brooklyn, Karl Anthony Towns. Shout out to David Valentine, 1954, $5 super chat. So shout out to KFTV, CP, keep doing your thing. David, we appreciate the support. As always, man, definitely appreciate you and hope you are doing well. Okay, so our guy Karl Anthony Towns was on 7 p.m. to Brooklyn. Now, this was recorded during Summer League out in Las Vegas. 7 p.m. to Brooklyn had their live show. We had our live show with Deuce McBride. It was very good. Shout out to Knicks Nation who came out there. But Karl Anthony Towns was there as well. And here was the first question from our guy Carmelo Anthony. And this was in regards to the captain, Jalen Brunson. Here's Carmelo, 7 p.m. to Brooklyn. Here we go.
AB have a performance that you thought just had you speechless this season. Like what performance was that?
I mean, he had a lot of good games. I feel like Washington was one of them when I think he had 50 something. He was like one of that was a game for sure. And we played him on a back-to-back. So that was on the first night. He let it be known like, hey, I'm here to play.
He's like, pull this, Kyle.
The next game. Yeah, and it rose my game to the next level because I see 50 by him. I was like, hell nah, I gotta get 52. Shit. So that was one of them. I mean, but also too, like, I don't think it's a performance, but I remember when we to close out Detroit this year, Game 6.
Oh, we got some Detroit niggas in here. Yeah, shout out to Detroit.
Hey. Oh, you didn't like that shot?
Nah, he from Detroit.
Oh, he from Detroit? Oh, you didn't like that shot?
He got the hat on, though. He got the Detroit hat on, though.
Hey, it's all good, baby. You know what I'm saying? Better luck next year, gang.
Hey, EJ. Mama, go over there with him, man. Go over there.
Right? EJ like, yeah, Detroit, what?
Yeah. That shot was crazy. That was like one of those moments where it's like, you know, when you see him do the crossover, you're like, you know he about to make it, too. So I was just waiting for seeing what celly he was going to pull out with it, but...
That was one as a fan, man, that's one of the.
All right, and I gotta be careful with I gotta have my fingers on the controls because Mero was going crazy in this episode. Shout out to our guy Mero, friend of the program. Mero was going crazy in this episode, so I gotta make sure I got my finger on the trigger here to make sure. Hey, this is a family show after all. But shout out to our guy Mero for sure. But hey, as he talked about, with Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson. Look, man, there's really nothing that surprises me with Cap these days in terms of the clutch factor. But as Karl Anthony Towns said, man, I think the statement game was no doubt Game 6 against the Detroit Pistons when Cap just put the team on his back and went crazy in crunch time. A lot of people talk about that the crossover and the bucket on Asar Thompson, which was legendary, but man, he had a couple that was just insane. Like, I'm showing the 3-pointer here, the one baseline where he looks like he was totally out of control, and he makes the shot. But that's Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson, man. This is our 2-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, and when the lights are brightest, this is when he shines the most. And so, with him and Towns, we're lucky to have both of those guys, man. But Captain Clutch, no doubt, it's one of those moments where you remember where you were when he put on a show for the ages. And that, to me, is what makes him a superstar. That, to me, is what makes him a superstar. Yeah, you can have all-stars, you can have good players. But in the playoffs, when everybody's buckling down on you, and those of you that heard that Deuce McBride interview, Deuce said it. What separates the playoffs from the regular season? The playoffs, by the time you get to the playoffs, you already played that team 3-4 times. They know what you're going to do. You don't know what they're going to do. So now it's mano-y-mano, meet me at the rim, and get a stop if you can. That's what makes the superstars in this league. Even when they know what you're going to do, they still can't stop you. And that's Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson right there. A beautiful Game 6. Okay, so that was that. Yeah, I had to make sure before going through this that this was going to be a family show because Merrill starts going crazy in this one. All right, so next question is Karl Anthony Towns on his New York moment. Every player when they get here, there's that one special game that we all remember, and we call it that New York moment. Here was Karl Anthony Towns talking about his. Here we go.
Post was going crazy.
I feel like my New York moment, I remember telling my pops about it, was Toronto. Hitting the game winner in Toronto and looking at the crowd. Said some explicit stuff to everyone on the court side.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can remind me.
Yeah, okay, again, I had to cancel that all barrel. But yeah, Toronto, man, December 9th, 2024. Karl Anthony Towns, signature moment. Knicks down in this fourth quarter. They had a lot of trouble with the Raptors in this game. RJ was cooking. He was going crazy. He had about 20 points. You had both Towns and Brunson getting hobbled in this game. But this is where Towns had to shine bright, man. He hits the signature 3. Crowd's going crazy. And then they get him and OG get the final block to seal the game. This was his moment. No question about it, man. This was definitely Karl's moment, and it came quite early in the season. So was definitely remember that. I remember the post game that we had. This was probably one of our first. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty type of games because look, you're going up against a Raptor team that by all accounts you should beat, and they had a little trouble. That's what the regular season is. They had a little bit of trouble with them, but at the end of the day, Karl Anthony Towns comes through with the signature game, the signature Knick moment. So shout out to Cat on that one. But you know what? I actually thought, yes, this game was big. He had several big games. I mean, listen, he averaged 24 and 12 on the campaign. He at one point leading the Eastern Conference in rebounds, leading the Eastern Conference in 3-point percentage at one point. All-star, all of that. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns had a monster season. But to me, I got to go to money time. I got to go to money time, man, when I talk about Karl Anthony Towns and clutch play. And the first game that comes to mind is Detroit. Game 4 against Detroit. And look, this Detroit series, give credit to the Pistons, man. They gave us all they had. It had to come down to the 6 games. They were tough. They were gritty. They never backed down. And this was a series where I was like, man, like, you know, when is Towns going to really assert himself? Like, when is he going to have that game? And boy, oh boy. Game 3, he started off well, but game 4, in crunch time, he was sensational. And when he calls himself the greatest shooting big man, this was the game, because he hit some shots, boy, that was insane. Absolutely insane. I'm showing this one. This drive to the baseline on Jalen Duren hits the turnaround, and he looked like when he hit the turnaround and he jumped, he was off center, off of the basket. And he still knocked that in with a swish. And one of the things we got to remember that's so remarkable with this guy that I don't think he got a lot of credit for was the amount of injuries that Karl Anthony Towns was dealing with this whole postseason. I mean, how many fingers? He had the chip in his thumb. He had the one of his other fingers was broken. Remember, he broke it in the Celtics series. He had all year long. He was dealing with the tendinapathy in his knee. We got lucky. I talked about it on the other episode, where the Knicks were so fortunate to have guys be able to battle through injuries and still be very effective. Jalen Brunson coming off of a sprained ankle. Brunson coming off the ankle. OG the foot injury, and Towns with several injuries, and he was able to gut through it. But this game 4, this was a remarkable performance there. A huge shot, Fisher Hunter in the chat. And a big game for him. So I talked about that one. And then there was the game 3 against the Pacers, where at the time, a game where he saved the season at that time. He saved the season. I mean, the Pacers jumped out the gates. They got the Knicks down by 20 by halftime. I thought this one was over, especially coming off of a demoralizing game 1. Ejecting game 2, where they couldn't close. And then game 3, they're down by 20. Brunson's in the foul trouble. They go to deuce at the point. And it's Towns that takes over, man. I mean, just clutch shots. And ones, inside, outside. He was giving Miles Turner the business. It didn't matter who it was. A ferocious fourth quarter for Karl Anthony Towns in that game 3. Gave us a little hope in that series, man. Now, they couldn't do much in game 4. But, hey, that game 3, when you talk about Knick moments, that was it. Because, yes, look, at the end of the day, while he had a fantastic regular season, during the postseason, in certain games, in certain respects, you're like, man, the team needs you, man. Where are you right now? And this game, he stepped up in a major way. Put the team on his back in that fourth quarter and brought them the victory. Excellent performance by Karl Anthony Towns. Beast mode, Thomas Donnery. Hope you're doing well. Shout out to Daniel Bolsajor, Eric L. Beats in the building. Gambo, I see you. What's good? Salute to you. Okay. So that was Towns on his signature moment in the regular season, and then I had to add on the postseason stuff. Okay? Now, next up, and so to everybody in the chat, we are reacting to the Karl Anthony Towns interview on 7 p.m. to Brooklyn. Okay, next up, Karl Anthony Towns meets his new coach, Mike Brown. Here's what he had to say about the meeting. Here we go.
I spoke, like what's the plans to, like...
You know, it's crazy you say that. I just came from having a 2-hour dinner with Mike Brown to here. So I literally came straight from there to here. So. Oh,
you blaming it on Mike Brown?
We trying to get to know. We never actually had a conversation with each other. So this was the first time we actually met. We actually got to speak, talk about the team, you know, get to actually know each other. You know, when you get into this, we have a chance to win a championship, and it's only going to really happen if everyone's connected and everyone has to be fully invested into each other and to our goals. So kind of just really getting to know him, his people, the way he likes to play basketball, the way he wants to coach, the way he wants to operate practices and everything. So kind of
he practiced.
Yeah.
He practiced.
Yeah. So we were just kind of like just getting to know each other because ever since he got hired, we never really had a convo. So this is like the first time we got to really speak to each other, get to know each other, and it's going to go far.
Now, one of the things that I'm going to be very interesting to see, especially in this new Mike Brown era, contra to Tibbs, is, as Melo said and as Kat said and everybody who we've talked to so far, they're going to be practicing. Now, to what extent, time will tell, but with a new system, new coaching staff, I think you're going to see much more practice time. So how does the investment in the practice side of things, how does that impact playing time, rotations, minutes? Because remember, according to Tibbs, they weren't practicing that much. Steve Kerr was interviewed by the media earlier this week or last week, say, hey, we barely practice now. So what's that going to look like up at Tarrytown? Very interesting to see how that works out with Mike Brown implementing that new system. I would have to think that these guys are going to be practicing way more. I would have to think. So that part's going to be interesting. And then what is his plans in terms of utilizing Towns in this offense in a way that Tibbs may not have? He had a great season, all-star season. And there was moments earlier in the season, more so in the first half, where we saw more of the passing ability shown by Karl Anthony Towns. More offense being generated through him. Now, did the change come from just, logging more minutes, more games, dog days, going through it? You're going to have your off nights. Was it more defenses adjusting when they would put the wings on him to limit his lateral ability and limit his speed and limit his ability to, pull the big man away from the basket? That I'll be interested to see. We'll definitely be interested to see how that looks. Because if you look at it like I'm looking at cleaning the glass right now, and trying to, let me see if I can get this on here. So to everybody in the chat once again, I'm looking at cleaning the glass right now. And if you take a look at his assist percentage chart, let me close that out. You take a look at his assist percentage chart. It kind of looks the way the season was going, right? Where like in the beginning, especially in December, it was higher than his position average and season average. And then it kind of dipped as the season progressed. Okay, it kind of dipped. So it's interesting to look at. Again, assist percentage per usage. A bit higher in the December to January time frame. And then it kind of dips down a bit as the season goes. So we'll be interested to see how Mike Brown plans to use him in this new system. Will we see more of the way that they had Sabonis running the offense in Sacramento? Will it be a little bit more Brunson off ball? Will it be more utilizing the wings, more cutting? It's going to be very interesting to see. What do you guys think in the chat? Okay. All right, now here was Melo on the championship expectations. Here we go.
Do you feel like you guys have everything you need to win it all now? If not, what's missing?
Nah, I think, we showed last year we did a lot. We did a lot with people saying we weren't using a bench and everything, but we still made it work. And we loved our team. Our locker room is really good, and that's what makes it special. When your locker room's that connected and can't be bothered by any of the outside noise and stuff, that's when you have a championship team. Because at the end of the day, people will talk, but as long as everyone in that locker room believes in each other and in this goal we have, ain't none of that shit matter on the outside.
That's a fact, bro. We talk.
All right, so, I mean, look, he wasn't going to say now we're falling short, we need more guys, but the reality is they do. especially in this wide open East, an Eastern Conference where you would expect the competition to be a little bit less impactful or less parity. Now, things can change. Maybe is there a surprise? Is there a potential surprise? If there was a surprise, it would fall between Atlanta, Orlando, Milwaukee, or Orlando, Atlanta, Milwaukee. Like that tier below the Knicks and the Cavs. What's Philadelphia's status going to be? I mean, they're already starting the year off with a question mark with Embiid and Paul George coming off arthroscopic knee surgery. I mean, the two of them need to just, well, hey, they're collecting checks. I wouldn't even say hang it up. They're hustling very well right now. But I just don't see it with Philadelphia. I think those two guys are going to continue to be a thorn in their side in terms of their availability. And if they're not available, then it's Maxey and, that's it. And Quentin Grimes. So the Knicks have it. Injuries, health is going to be most important. How they adjust to the new system, the system's impact, how they defend, and how the bench plays. That's it. That's it. And again, a lot of this, just like last year, it's going to come down to the postseason. Regular season, yes, we're going to have our reactions and we're going to have our good times. We're going to have our times where we question whether or not they can make it. But all we want to see is them get to April healthy. Get to April healthy. And that's it. All right, so that was Towns on the championship aspirations. Now, they kind of got to I don't know, it wasn't really that deep on the Knicks stuff. Then they get into football. It was kind of all over the place. But this was kind of interesting because it brought up a funny point of the season, a funny topic of the season. Here we go.
It'd be difficult.
To what?
You playing for the New York Knicks. And you a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Yup.
That is very difficult to navigate the streets of New York.
You feel me?
I just want to make sure that.
Hey, the Knicks winning, they don't give a damn what football team I celebrate.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you. That is a true statement.
That's some real shit.
But that's real shit. But also, it's certain teams that, as a New Yorker, you can't be affiliated with, and the Eagles is one of them when it comes to football. So I commend you on how you navigate that in the city of New York. The New York City is a special place, and they got special people out there.
Oh God!
And they let you know what time it is. So
for sure,
I'll take my hat off to you, man.
I appreciate it.
All right, so that was that. He's right though. Melo's right. For some reason, we get these guys that rock with every other team in the NFC East except for the Knicks. I mean, except for the Giants and the Jets. And Julius was here. He was with that Cowboys riffraff. Yeah, good luck with them. You got Towns, Brunson, and Deuce, all Eagles fans. And you got Josh Hart, the Commanders fan. But but reality is, you don't have New Yorkers on that team like that. Like Towns didn't grow up in New York. Neither did Brunson. So you don't really have New Yorkers on the team. I'm not even sure if Mitch watches football. I think he just does monster trucks. Right? So you don't really have the New Yorkers on the team. So I don't really know many out-of-towners that rock with the Giants and damn sure don't rock with the Jets like that. So it's kind of understandable. It's kind of based on your geography, right? Like Josh Hart being from the DMV rocks with the Commanders. Melo being from Baltimore rocks with the Ravens. So, go Bills, Brew Crew Fishing, go Bills. So I thought that was funny, but remember this, that happened during the regular season. Now, Karl Anthony Towns talked about his high point. This was a kind of a low point. Remember when he showed up to the Philly game rocking an Eagles sweatshirt? He was like, yo, what are you doing, bro? By halftime, that thing was gone. And I forgot what crazy excuse he gave. He said something like, I was cold. He said something crazy. And it was like, nah. They told you to take that off. You wilding right now. Remember that? Yeah. That was crazy. I forgot what crazy excuse he made. That was such cap. By halftime, it was out of there. So that was a poor decision by him, but he corrected it. He corrected it. All right. Yeah, right. He said he had sweat stains. Ghost Kid. Yeah. He said he had sweat stains. He had pit stains on it, so he had to leave. He had to take it off. Those arenas got AC, Carl. You're not playing. All you had to say was, yeah, it wasn't a good look. We made a business decision to change it. That's all you had to say. Just keep it a bean, man. Keep it a bean. But overall, I thought he had a great year. When we look at Karl Anthony Towns this year, he had a great year. Could have been a little bit better playoff-wise. But I thought, Indiana as a whole was just better. And now it's going to be up to Mike Brown to see, hey, how do we get the most out of him, especially in these crunch time scenarios, in these postseason scenarios. And I thought the Knicks in their coaching search, when you read the tea leaves, you read in between the lines, they feel the same way. When you think about the coaches that they tried to bring in, Mike Inori from the Timberwolves, they tried to talk to Chris Finch. They tried to bring in Pablo. They tried to bring in the whole damn Minnesota Timberwolves coaching staff. So I think that got bringing in Mike Brown in terms of how he impacted Sabonis. So if we read the tea leaves, for one, I don't think Tom Thibodeau got Karl Anthony Towns' vote of confidence in the exit interviews. And clearly, they want to see if they can take this thing another step up with him. What do you guys think about that? Call me up in the KFTV Discord. The Discord is open. Let me know what you guys think. They want more out of this Towns investment. And look, he's a big man, and so as time goes, you're going to lose his legs, you're going to lose his athleticism and his ability. So the time is now. This year, next year, prime years right now for Towns to cook. But yeah, that was pretty much it with the interview, man. Like, it was a 30-minute interview. I thought they could have asked a couple more Knicks-related questions, take us through the playoffs, matchups. Like, I thought it was a little bit of a waste having Melo and Rudy Gay there and them not really going in on the game itself. You know what I mean? I thought that was a missed opportunity. It was kind of all over the place. Like, yeah, they picked up New York in the beginning and all of that, and the Dominican community is impacted. All of that was good, but I thought it should have been a little bit more. It should have been a little bit more Knicks related. And Melo and Shump had such a good commentary on the state of the team in their previous episode, and they went in on Towns and what he needs to do to be better. I thought Melo, as the Hall of Famer, as the New York staple, they should have had more of that interaction where he gives him his feedback. A Mamba challenge, if you will. I wanted to see a little bit more of that. But, look, with these interviews, this could have been Vegas. Maybe it was only 30 minutes, so maybe that's all the time he had. When you get to Vegas and a lot of these, the bigger athletes, they're being shuffled around here, there, and everywhere. They got to go to this event, this promo, this party. So maybe it was a situation where he really didn't have the time. Like when we had Deuce for our interview, with all interviews that I do, the first thing I do, how much time do we have? That way I know, okay, if it's only 20 minutes, then we got to kind of keep it high level so we can get as many questions in. If it's in 45 to an hour, then we can kind of take our time, establish a good pace, ask follow-up questions, things of that nature. So maybe it was just a time constraint thing, but I thought they kind of left some on the bone there in terms of the interview and the questions. Maybe it was a directive in terms of what they could talk about. I don't know. But I thought I wanted to see a bit more interaction between him and Melo in terms of expectations and things of that nature. What did you guys think about the interview, man? Did you guys watch the whole interview? What did you guys think of it? Let's see. CP, I'm sorry, but it makes no sense to be a Giants fan in 2025. Well, sir, what do you want me to be, an Eagles fan? I'm not a front runner, man. You're here watching KnicksFanTV. Knicks haven't won a championship since 73, my guy. You still here, right? Are you a Knicks fan? I don't know what you are. So I can't, if you are a Knicks fan, then I can't see how you would even say that, because you could say the same. Shout out to Anil, Mr. Dunia. Long-time Fanchise channel member, long-time friend of the program. Welcome to the Fanchise channel membership, sir. Shout out to the Shells checking in from L.A. Salute. Talento, I see you in here. Salute, man. Do things. Yeah, it should have been more Knicks questions. It was a missed opportunity. That's all I'll say. I thought it was a bit of a missed opportunity. Who else? Did you guys watch Roommates with Yabusele? Do we need to do a reaction on that one? I didn't see that one. Do we need to do a reaction on that one? Let me know your thoughts. Daniel Bosazor says neighbor's going dumb this year. If he's healthy, the injuries, the little knick-knack injuries are kind of bugging me, man. There's a toe injury now. It's a back thing. John Solitude 45 says salute to the chat. Relaxing on vacation in Jamaica. Saw the live. I had to jump on from a beach chair, man. Enjoy yourself, man. Big up yourself. Definitely enjoy it. Enjoy the pool. Enjoy the food. And salute to everybody, man. Sexter Lawrence. We stand with CP, the Giants fan. Absolutely. I would expect nothing less. Shout out to Sexter Lawrence. I said roommate's pot. They said, Daniel Bolsonaro, roommate's pod went at Knicks Twitter Day. What'd they say about Knicks Twitter Day? I saw they doing layaway plans for the block party. I said, yo, that's bucked out. What kind of prices y'all charging people to do this block party, man? They got payment plans. Put your ticket on layaway. DL212, Giants fan through my pops, early 90s. Absolutely. It's a generational thing for sure. Yeah, I'll be tuned in. I was watching Giants and Jets earlier on Saturday. I was entertained. I think the kid, Dart looks like he's got some promise. I know it's preseason, but there's something about him, man. He's got some moxie to him, you know? That I'm very excited about. But I'm rocking with Wilson. We'll rock with Wilson until we get tired of him, which there will come a point in the season when we do. So I'm being patient with it. I like going into the Giants season with no expectations, and then it's up from there, whether I'm pleasantly surprised. They said it shouldn't have been on July 4th week. I mean, I thought Sean did a good job. What weekend it is, look, everybody's not going to be around for every date. You pick a date, whoever can come, whoever can't. What are you going to do? You're going to check with them in the middle of the playoffs to see if they can make it the Knicks Twitter Day in the offseason? Hart said he wants to name who got dunked on. Yeah, that was the one. That was, who was the other guy dunked? Trippy? Trippy got bodied. Nah, Knicks Twitter Day was a lot of fun, man. And then, speaking of which, you guys just reminded me. I always forget. There's the trophy. Who won Knicks Twitter Day? KnicksFanTV. Daniel Bolsonaro, did they big up KnicksFanTV on the Roommates Pod? We won the chip. Did they congratulate us? I didn't see it, man. You let me know. Did they big us up? We got the championship and the MVP right here, shining bright, right here, right behind me. KnicksFanTV. We did that. We won the first one. Champions. Stephen Wright, who's my favorite Knick player? It varies. It changes, man. I mean, Patrick Ewing for sure. I got Carmelo right there. He was definitely one of my favorites. It varies. Sometimes, you ask me on a certain day, I'll tell you Ewing. You ask me on another day, I'll tell you Melo. But I'll go with Ewing for right now. Justin Fields. I mean, what do you expect, JJ? It's Justin Fields, man. Did we really have much expectations there? Giants D-line looks like it has some promise, man. I'm a big Dexter Lawrence fan. I got an autograph. My guy John Smelt got me his autograph. I got an autograph. Dexter Lawrence football for little man. We got they said Kayvon Thibodeau is looking pretty good out there. That I'm happy about. Abdul Carter. I want to see Abdul. He's already a little too chatty with the LT jersey thing. Now he's going at the Jets. Just start with getting one sack first. I don't want this guy to flame out and just buy into all the hype. He needs a little bit of humbling. I saw he got pancaked there by the Jets in the preseason. I want to see Carter do some things first. JD's probably listening. JD, don't send me no more practice highlights of Abdul Carter with QB pressures and all of that. Let me see you maul Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia for a 20-yard loss. Let me see you stop Saquon in the backfield, your Penn State fellow alum. I'm getting a little tired of the Carter chattiness. Let's relax a little bit. My guy Dexter Lawrence goes out there and proves it every single game. Like that. So when he does his little Hawaii thing, I like that because he's out there dominating. You know what I mean? Driveway Kobe, I hear you, but I want to see it first. So yeah, I want to go into the season with low expectations and then be pleasantly surprised. Uncalled for jab at the Jets. You know what it was? Look, his notifications was probably ringing off the charts when they, that video of him getting bullied out there was going around. And when he's used to being on a pedestal, that's what I mean. You got to just stay humble, man. Just relax a little bit. They said get the Patriots fan out there. What is Dude Things talking about? What are the Patriots about to do? I certainly hope Kayvon Thibodeau has a big year. I certainly hope so. I really do hope Kayvon Thibodeau has a big year. But what we'll do is, right before this is the last set of preseason games, we'll do an episode with John Smelt. We'll do a little Knicks Giants collab, and then we're bringing on guy Jake Asman. We'll do a Knicks Jets collab. All right, we'll do that. And people want to talk. And people want to talk football too, man. Give you a little bit of everything. All right. But anyway, man, let me get out of here. Just want to chop it up with the people. Dog days of the summer. So these are one of those episodes. Hey, if you guys got requests, especially my Fanchise channel members, if you guys got requests, topics you want to talk about, especially during the dog days. Yeah, when it gets to September and stuff like that, we'll start the official season preview. We'll get Han on, and we'll do all of that like we always do every year. Our ramp-up content is kind of already set. But in between now and then, hey, if you guys have some topics you want to talk about, if you guys have some worst takes you want us to react to, let us know. And we will do that for you, man. All right? Also, remember that this show is available in audio podcast format, so no reason to miss it. Salute to the Fanchise channel members. Remember to join the newsletter, ladies and gentlemen. Join the newsletter, absolutely free 99. Head over to KnicksFanTV.com and click on newsletter. Top-notch, top-quality articles, news, updates from KnicksFanTV, announcements, and everything in between, man. Salute to our team over there at the KFTV newsletter. And make sure you guys are signing up, man. We want to make sure that when we have important announcements to cover, when we have important things to let you know, this is the way to do it. We can't, send out a communication through YouTube or through Instagram. We want to be able to send it to you directly to your email box, and we don't spam you by any stretch. We don't give out your email. We don't do anything. We just keep it strictly Knicks, strictly KnicksFanTV. All right, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to drop the link in the chat, and just make sure you guys are signing up, man. We definitely appreciate the support, and this is just another way to support KnicksFanTV. I'll put it in the chat here. Join our newsletter for free. Here we go. Boom. Make sure you guys are joining the newsletter, and also make sure you guys are joining the Discord. All right? Starlight Roller, man. Peace to you, man. Peace to you. Who's the last vet? Stevie Nicks. Good question. Good question. I hope it's not Ben Simmons. Last week we played the Ian Begley soundbite. He thinks it's Landry Shamet. Are they waiting for training camp to finish? If somebody else gets cut, if somebody gets injured, then they kind of know, knock on wood, somebody, there's no long-term injuries. But hey, let's say somebody gets injured that plays a particular position. Do they want to hold it off? Right now it doesn't seem like they're in any type of rush. And no team, rather. These are the dog days. Never forgive action. Appreciate you. Zach in LA. Zach, salute to you, man. Salute to you. All right, man. I'm out of here. You guys have a good day. Like, share, subscribe.